all the drugs under God's blue heaven, there is one that is my absolute favorite.
Nicotine is an amazing nootropic.
Is the pairing of nicotine and cycling irresponsible?
Nicotine. Today we're breaking down exactly what the science says about this controversial substance, and I've spent a good amount of time researching studies from Harvard Medical School and the Journal of Sports Medicine to give you the real story.
It's like I picked the wrong week to quit smoking.
Stick around to the end because the last tip about safe consumption might just save your life. It's counterintuitive, but it's backed by peer-reviewed research that most people have never seen.
Numerous NASCAR drivers, I'm not going to name names, I don't want them out there, that are racing with Zins in their mouth.
Whether you're an athlete looking to boost performance or just someone curious about why nicotine seems to be everywhere these days, this video is for you. It's going to change how you think about this misunderstood compound. We're talking real science here, not bro science, and we're going to explore why elite athletes and those seeking cognitive enhancement have secretly been using nicotine for decades. When you look at the research data, it's shocking how many high-performing individuals use nicotine. But before we get into the exact numbers, let's break down what nicotine actually does to your brain and body, because this isn't just about getting a quick buzz. These mechanisms are way more complex than most people realize.
We smoked one for America!
First up, the science behind it. Nicotine works on 3 key systems in your brain, and this is where it gets interesting. It's not just a stimulant, it's actually way more complex than caffeine or other common performance enhancers. When nicotine hits your brain, it triggers the release of dopamine. This is your motivation chemical. It's why you feel that rush of satisfaction. Acetylcholine. Think of this as your brain's focus switch. And lastly, epinephrine. That's adrenaline. It's what gives you that energy kick. Now here's where it gets wild. Studies from Duke University show that 25 to 50% of athletes in high-intensity sports like hockey and football are regular nicotine users. Not necessarily smokers. We're talking about other delivery methods. But why? Because nicotine does some pretty remarkable things to your body. Number 1, it increases cardiac output. Number 2, it boosts muscle blood flow. Number 3, it speeds up glucose availability. And number 4, it enhances concentration and reaction time. But here's the thing that nobody talks about. The delivery method matters more than the substance itself. Most people don't realize that nicotine alone isn't what kills you. It's how you take it. Smoking? Kind of a death sentence. Vaping, we're finding out it might be just as bad. But there are other ways that research shows could be safer. Let's look at the data on high-dose nicotine users. Some documented cases show people consuming up to 50 milligrams at once through various delivery methods. For reference, that's like smoking 50 cigarettes worth of nicotine at the same time. These extreme cases show us exactly why the delivery method and dosage control are crucial. Now here's what you need to know about using nicotine safely, and this is backed from research from leading institutions. Number 1, time-restricted usage is key. Research shows that using nicotine only during specific performance windows like competition or intense work periods significantly reduces addiction risks. We're talking about a 60% decrease in dependency rates. And I need to get rid of this cat. Whoop. Number 2, dose control is critical. Studies from sports medicine journals show that the sweet spot for cognitive enhancement is way lower than most people think, between 2 to 4 milligrams. That's actually what I take. Anything higher doesn't improve performance, and it just increases side effects. Point 3, the delivery method hierarchy. And so according to toxicology research, the most dangerous is obviously smoking. Second highest on that list is vaping due to its unknown long-term effects. Medium risk is traditional oral products, stuff like Zins, or up here we have these guys, called Sesh. It's a nicotine gum. And lowest risk on the list is pharmaceutical grade products used as directed. And that's going to be stuff like this. If we can get it, I don't have autofocus on, but this is Nicorette. It's an over-the-counter. This is a 2 milligram formulation. I use these for occasional performance sessions. So like this video, for instance, just a tiny lozenge. Goes in your mouth. Keep it in one location. Takes about 45 minutes to dissolve. It's delivering 2 milligrams of nicotine over that time frame. The first few times you use it, it can make you feel a bit on the sketch side. There is a period where you adjust to the effect of nicotine in your system, obviously. You can feel queasy in this period. I certainly have. And I use it relatively infrequently. Like I said, I use it primarily when I need to jam out a bunch of writing, research, high focus type time periods. I don't really use it when I'm heading into a bunch of meetings, let's say, because it'll just make me aggravated maybe and on edge. Maybe not at this dose, but nonetheless, I use it judiciously, and certainly enough time elapses between when I do use it that when I get back to it, I have to go through that acclimation period again. So I will potentially feel a bit queasy the first couple times I use it. I don't really have an addictive personality, so I don't have to worry too much about getting addicted to substances like this, but I can see how the cognitive benefits would become a bit of a crutch. But research from Stanford shows that the speed of delivery actually changes how addictive it is. Faster hits like smoking and vaping are way more addictive than slower release methods.
Oh, excuse me, sir. You can't smoke out here.
Well, what are you doing?
Now for that counterintuitive tip I promised. The safest way to use nicotine isn't by finding cleaner, fast-acting delivery methods. It's actually by using slower release forms that don't give you that instant hit. The research shows this reduces addiction potential by up to 70% while still providing the cognitive benefits. But here's the reality check, and this is crucial. Even the safest forms of nicotine are still addictive. The research is clear on this. If you're thinking about using nicotine for performance enhancement, you need to weigh the benefits against the very real risk of dependency. What's absolutely wild is that despite all this research, most people don't understand the difference between nicotine itself and its delivery methods. It's like conflating caffeine with energy drinks. The substance itself is one thing, but how you consume it changes everything. Bottom line, nicotine is a powerful compound that can enhance performance when used correctly, but it's not something to be messed around with. The research shows clear benefits for focus, reaction time, and physical performance, but also clear risks that need to be respected. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to give me a like and subscribe, and drop a comment below if you want me to cover other controversial performance enhancers.